Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Hello my lovely students. Good afternoon. How are you today? Is everything alright? Gimana puasa hari ke-7 ya? Hari ke-7-nya gimana? Apakah masih semangat? Atau ada yang udah bolong-bolong puasanya? Okay guys, I hope all of you are fine. And keep spirit. Okay. For today, before we start the material, I will check the attendance before. Okay. Lala, Vicky, Rian. Yeah, no one is missing, right? Okay, thank you. So, as usual, a motivation for today is believe on yourself because you can if you think that you can. Jadi percaya pada diri kalian sendiri, karena kalau kita percaya kepada diri kita sendiri kalau kita itu bisa, maka kita pasti bisa. Okay, so for today, we're going to study about the narrative text. Ada yang tahu apa itu narrative text? Ya, contohnya kayak gimana? Ya betul, seperti dongeng ya. Kayak cerita, it's like the Cinderella story. Yeah. Oh, before we move to the definition, I have the table of contents. Yeah, so we're gonna study about the definition of the narrative text, the purpose of narrative text, the structure of narrative text, and the linguistic features of narrative text. Okay, let's move to the definition. So what is narrative text? Seperti yang tadi dikatakan Rian, narrative text itu contohnya kayak dongeng, Bu. Iya, itu betul ya. Di sini kita bisa lihat, narrative text is a story with a complication or problematic events and it tries to find the resolution to solve the problem. Or, in short, ya, simpelnya sih, narrative text ini punya pengertian kalau narrative text is an imagination story to entertain people. Jadi, narrative text ini adalah sebuah cerita imajinasi yang tujuannya untuk menghibur orang, ya, atau menghibur si pembaca. Next is the purpose of narrative text. Apa sih Miss tujuan dari narrative text itu? Ya seperti yang tadi dikatakan, kalau narrative text itu punya tujuan untuk menghibur pembaca, to amuse or to entertain people with a story. Ya. Contohnya yang disebutkan sama Rian, contohnya cerita Cinderella, Bu, yaitu benar ya, itu termasuknya ke dalam narrative text. Atau mungkin bisa ke legenda, itu bisa ya. Kayak legenda Danau Toba. Nah, itu masih contohnya ke narrative text ya. Oke. Next. The structure of narrative text. There are 4. The first one is orientation. The second one is complication. The third one is resolution. And the last one is coda or reorientation. Oke, apa sih Bu? Orientation, complication, resolution, summary orientation. Ya, kita bahas satu-satu ya. Okay, let's move to the orientation. What is orientation? Usually, in this orientation, there are we can get the information about the character, like the character or the scene from the story. It's like introduce, yeah, introduce the characters from that story, yeah. Di sini tertulis, ya, set the scene. It's like where on and when the story happened and introduce, ya. Jadi di mana dan kapan si cerita itu terjadi dan si pengenalan dari tokoh-tokohnya. Lalu ada lagi the participants of the story, who and what is involved in the story. Okay. Next is complication. Complication nih. Apa sih complication? Ada yang tahu nggak? Conflict. Dia kata conflict. Ya, masalah. So, in this complication, usually there's a problem that happened between the participants from the story. The character from the story, ya. Tertulis ya, tells the beginning of the problems which leads to the crisis or climax of the main participants. Participant di sini tuh kayak karakter ya. Itu bisa protagonis, antagonis, and etc. Okay, next. Resolution. Nah, biasanya kalau sudah ada masalah pasti ada penyelesaian. Ya, benar. Jadi in this resolution, it will showing how the character solve their problem ya. The problem is resolved either in a happy ending or in a sad ending ya. Jadi in this resolution, we can knew or we can menebak-nebak gitu ya, menebak-nebak ini endingnya gimana sih, endingnya bakal gimana sih gitu ya, bakal happy ending atau sad ending gitu. Kita bisa mulai menebak-nebak di si resolution ini. Next, we have ini last ya, we have coda or reorientation. Nah, biasanya kan usually in narrative text, there's a moral value or moral lesson or advice or teaching from the reader ya. Jadi si penulis itu biasanya pengen apa ya? Pengen ngasih tahu ke pembacanya gitu. Jadi apa sih pesan apa yang bisa kita dapat gitu dari cerita yang kita baca. Nah, di sini tertulis coda or orientation. This is a closing remark to the story and it is optional. Yeah. It consists of moral lesson, advice, or teaching from the writer. Pasti ya, di setiap narrative text itu pasti selalu, always ya, ada moral value that we can get from that story. After that, we have linguistic features of narrative text. There are three. The first one is using past tense, using adverb of time, and using direct and indirect speech. Okay, using past tense. Why narrative text must to using the past tense? Because narrative text it's like retelling the story that happened in the past. Yeah. So jadi karena kita kan kayak menceritakan kembali cerita yang sudah terjadi di masa lampau. Jadi kita harus menggunakan form past tense ya. Ya, betul. Oke, lanjut ada using adverb of time. Adverb of time itu kayak gimana sih, Miss? Nah, adverb of time itu kayak misalnya kayak kalimat once upon a time, it's like the sentence once upon a time, or one day or long time ago and etc. Ya. Banyak macam-macamnya. Bisa kalian lihat banyak contohnya di Google ya. Okay, next is using direct and indirect speech. Using direct ini biasanya dicirikan ya dengan tanda kutip dua, ya, tanda kutip yang di atas tuh, yang sebelum kalimat. Nah, itu biasanya disebut dengan direct speech. Nah, kalau indirect speech itu kebalikannya. Biasanya tidak ada tanda kutip di sana, gitu ya, di kalimat tersebut. Oke, lanjut. Nah, this is the example for the narrative text. The short story. Ada yang mau membacakan? The title is The Ugly Duckling. Ya, boleh, silahkan. Nanti kita analisis bareng-bareng ya. Oke, thank you karena sudah membacakan. Actually, your reading skill is good ya. It's improved than last week ya. But still, you have still practice for this reading skill ya. Okay, let's analyze this short story. For the orientation, it start with once upon a time. Ya, benar. Itu dimuatnya dari kalimat once upon a time. Ya, di sini tertulis once upon a time a mother duck sat on her eggs. She felt tired of sitting on them. She just wished the eggs would break out. Ya. Jadi ini pengenalan. Jadi ada pengenalan karakter dari cerita Ugly Duckling. And for the complication, it starts with the sentence, the paragraph 2, ya. Paragraph 2 until the fourth paragraph. And for the resolution, nah, ini penyelesaian masalahnya ini ada di mana nih kira-kira? Ya, benar. Di paragraf yang kelima. Lalu, for the reorientation, itu pasti di kalimat terakhir ya, di paragraf terakhir. Ya, bisa ya, gampang. Ya, oke. Actually, this is last page. This is last page. So, do you have any question for this material? Jelas ya? Okay. I hope all of you are understand for this material. For assignment, you just looking for the example of narrative text, yeah, and you can read or practice, yeah, practice your reading skill, because next meeting I will test you one by one with through reading this narrative text, ya. Ya, jadi kalian cuma perlu mencari contoh yang lainnya tuh contoh yang lainnya, contoh naratif teks yang lainnya di Google ya. di website banyak gitu, banyak sekali contoh-contohnya. Kalian bisa membacanya, terus latihan. Nah, di minggu depan Miss bakalan tes kalian satu-satu, ya, reading skill kalian satu-satu. Dapat dimengerti? Ya. Gimana? Ya, cuma cuma nyari nyari contoh yang lainnya dari si narrative text. Itu banyak ya. Ya, oke, ada lagi. Um, Also, I will send you a soft file book ya. Ini soft file book ini kumpulan dari narrative text ya. Jadi Miss bakal kirimkan soft file booknya ke WhatsApp group. Ya, it feel free ya. Kalian bisa ngambil dari soft file book yang Miss kirim atau um, nyari yang lainnya di internet. Ya, feel free. Okay, I think for oh yeah, I think it's enough for today. There's no question, yeah. I think it's enough for today. So yeah, thank you for your nice attention. Tetap semangat puasanya, jangan sampai bolong. Kecuali yang perempuan ini ya, pasti bakal ada bolongnya karena ya tamu bulanan. Oke, ya kalau buat yang laki-laki jangan sampai bolong ya, kan nggak head juga. Ya, oke, thank you. Thank you for your nice attention and see you on the next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ya, silahkan boleh meninggalkan Zoom meeting.